It's the 28th of March 2024 and it's the PowerPoint show here on MGD TV. My name is Jacob Junior Munghesi, and I promised you people that we shall always be having this particular series of such this program here talking about several things in the country. The month is coming to an end. I think we have like 2 to 3 days to the end of this month. Today is 28th. This month ends on 31st. Around 31st. So we have like 3 days to the end of the month, and several things have been happening throughout the week. We've had the appointment, the reshuffle, the cabinet reshuffle that some politicians have referred to as a mere shuffle, not a reshuffle of the cabinet. And we have seen just some few changes in the cabinet. We have seen also in the same week, we've seen the Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Anita Among, unveiling her teaching school, a hospital teaching school, and also the College of Health Sciences in Mpuuga. So a lot of things have been happening. We have also had Honorable Mpuuga hold a press since the time we had the rumors, the allegations that were put on him. He had not come out to speak, but he finally came out and had a presser where he addressed certain things within the NUP, and of course he says he's not ready to leave. But that and many more and much more is what we are going to discuss today with my guest. I brought back Honorable Buwembo,
Habib.
Habib, yeah, Habib.
Yes.
Yeah, so Honorable Habib.
Do you know the meaning of the name Habib?
Habib, I don't know.
The most loved one. I'm loved and I love.
Wow.
So that is the meaning of Habib.
Habib. So
yes.
I'm back with Honorable Habib. We were with him last time, and the time we were with him, he told us he was still on his court issues with the Right Honorable Anita Among, who had taken him to court on allegations that he had made false information, he had spread malicious information. So he has been in the court, and on Monday he was back again in court. I think he has one time to appear in court.
It is still a process.
It is still a
process. Know how many times we have to appear. Yes, but okay, if I may take you through what happened there. Yeah. We reported to court. We're expecting hearing proceeding where the state had to present the witnesses in the matter. Prior, they had indicated that they have 3 witnesses in their case, but so far we've heard from just one. On that day of 25th Monday, we expected to hear from the other 2, but none of them appeared. Neither was the police file was in court. So the state informed the court that indeed they had no any witness in court, and they did not even have the police file. And the magistrate said that the witnesses should be summoned to make sure that they appear on the next in the next session, which is coming up for 24th of April. Yeah, failure to do that, she will have to close the matter on the ground of ex parte when they are not represented. And once that is done, of course, that means that the matter will go into my favor. But as a person, my wish is that they should prepare their witnesses. And amongst the witnesses, I would much want to see the Right Honorable Speaker.
Why have you insisted that you really want the Right Honorable?
Yes, because you see, the nature of the charge is spreading malicious information against the person of the Speaker. Oh, so I do believe that she's the best person who much knows the information, whether it is true or false, whether it is malicious or the truth. And the information which is said is that I called her the Kalamajong and she's safe. As a person, I do not regret, because I said so based on the evidence that I'm having. Part of the evidence that I'm having is the report that was prepared by the institution of the IGG, where the speaker, Anita Among, was implicated amongst the government officials who stole Kalamajongo iron sheets. Though in the report, the term stealing is not what they
what did they use?
they use the term of misappropriation, that they misappropriated the Kalamajongo iron sheets. But according to the definition of theft, have you interested yourself finding out the definition of theft?
But okay,
in the law, theft is defined as taking someone's property, anything that does not belong to you without consent from the owner.
But you're saying without consent. Now yes. you wanted okay, yes, it was Karamajong iron
yes.
So you wanted the speaker Among to go and get consent from the Karamajong.
The Karamajong, because the iron sheets now belong to Karamajong.
The iron sheets were not yet in the hands of the Karamajong.
Okay, they were in the hands of the office of relief.
Prime Minister.
Yes,
right?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
And that docket of relief.
Relief, yes.
Yes. So, up to now, up to date, there is no any clear evidence that shows that these people were cleared by that office. That now we are maybe giving a share from the part of the share of the Kalamajongs. You know? So, that's why we call it theft. Those who are used with the game of stealing and cheating the taxpayers' money, they may use other terms like misappropriation, abuse of office, embezzlement, but to a clear, to an ordinary Ugandan, how it clearly can come out is using theft.
The word theft.
Yes. So Anita Among, I want to repeat it in the camera. Anita Among, she's a thief of the Karamajong iron sheets, together with Right Honorable Prime Minister Nabanja Robin. Then the Kasaijas, the list was wrong. I think it obtains around 20 ministers.
Yeah, and talking about the Verema Bati scandal, of course, we've seen that the two ministers who were so much implicated in this scandal were left out in the cabinet reshuffle that was made. And people are asking why is it that they have only left? Because actually I saw a post by some people from Bali, and they were saying, why is it that they are, the president has decided to only leave out those who come from Bugiso? Because remember that the minister of Kalamoja is from Bugiso, was from Bugiso. Even the state minister was from Bugiso. So the two were left out, and yet many ministers were implicated on this matter.
Yes, you see, it is in the games of the dictator always to sacrifice some few and then retain the so-called big fish. So Nandutu and Chitutu were the small fish in the pond, and that, of course they are the only who could be sacrificed. But it is regrettable because an evil is an evil regardless of your size. Most of us much wanted to see Museveni deleting all of them, those who were implicated, because when he saves some, most of those bigger ones, if he had deleted a person like Nabanja, even if he left others, it could have made a lot of sense. But if you sacrifice the small ones and retain the big ones, when they are still engaging in two more other scandals, like we are hearing in the cases of Anita Among, you've heard how she is misappropriating money in Parliament, how she allocated 3.18 billion shillings to her radios. To the radio that she owns, Mama Bukedia FM. Yes, that contract, it is questionable. You cannot be the person awarding a contract when you are awarding it to yourself. There it causes conflict of interest. And it is an abuse of office. So they are still engaging in a lot of other scandals just because that they have lacked a regulator, someone who can say no, stop at this point, don't proceed because of this management.
Yeah, maybe before we jump on something else, talking about the very two ministers, because people were so concerned about the two ministers whom they felt were small rights in the Karamajong Mabati scandal. But again, we've seen, because the person has replaced now the state minister, Gitutu. One has replaced Gitutu? Not Gitutu. This lady here. Nandutu. Is again from Bugiso, the Honorable Namboze Florence. And my question is, for the case of a minister of Karamoja Affairs, is it okay to just get somebody from another region, yet there are members of parliament within parliament who are from Karamoja itself?
If you have checked with all the people deployed in those ministries, you'll find that there is a lack of either considering their capacity to serve, or capacities in terms of either expertise or skills. Then when it comes to issues to do with, you said Karamajo, it is Karamoja?
Karamoja Affairs, because
Karamoja Affairs.
Yes, because they're giving them somebody from Bugiso, and yet they are members of parliament from Karamoja.
Who chose someone from Karamoja to deal with Karamajong affairs. It would be better. But it is not only in that one ministry, but in all other ministries. For example, did you consider the reshuffle where they allocated both the Minister of Defense? Then the one who, the former CDF, Mbadi,
State Minister of Trade, Industries and Cooperatives.
Taken to trade.
Yeah.
Tell me, if you are to consider Mbadi, who has been a CDF, and both, who would serve better in the office, in the Minister of Defense?
Should it be assumed that because both has been a State Minister of Defense, so you never know, that is a feeling that he has gained experience now.
Has been at the top managing the total issues in regards with defense, you know, and in fact, the country has invested a lot of money in him in terms of acquiring skills and knowledge in issues to do with security. He has attended how many institutions, both within the country and outside the country, on the cost of a taxpayer's money. So I think if he was allocated to that office, he would serve much more better than to the Minister of Trade. Then if you check with other ministries, for example, the Minister of East Africa region, something, where Mama Rebecca Kadaga sits there. The Kadaga we know, if you have been following her, she's a worn out someone. She's incapacitated because by the virtue of the age.
So, are you saying
these are some of the names I never expected to appear again? The name like Moses Ali.
I was about to ask you Moses Ali. I was about to ask you, Kadaga is bad off than Moses Ali.
If Museveni was doing a reshuffle for service, for the functionality of the cabinet, those names wouldn't have appeared again. But because he knows that it is, after all, these are not the people who do the work. They are just there to sit in positions. But when it comes to doing the real work, the work is done by some other people who are not seen. That's how you hear a number of so many people as workers of State House. You know, some of them are are there to serve duties in these offices, where we are shown names, but when the individuals bearing those names have nothing to do with the work in those offices.
So why don't you also appreciate the fact that he has appointed at least new, I mean, he has put some young energy in the cabinet, the CD, we saw Balam is now a honorable, by the way. I have to now address him as well. Balam Barugahara. Hey, you're seeing some new energy in but you seem also to be happy with the appointment of General Munghesi as the CDF. So why?
You see, Museveni is unpredictable in some cases. When most of Ugandans were maybe excited, some disgruntled with the existence of Pilau. That
why do you call it Pilau? It's PLU.
PLU. Okay, call it PLU. But in a simple term, I can also call it Pilau. Because for me as a member of National Inter-Platform, sometimes you call us NUP.
Yeah.
Sometimes you call us NOP.
Nope.
Yes, so if Pilau, if you can call it PLU, another person calls it Pilau. It is the same as someone calling NOP and another calling NUP. That's how I take it. But the appointment of General Munghesi as a CDF might don't look at it as an appointment intended at a service in the army, but an appointment which intended at killing the other platform of Pilau, because some of us think that Museveni has never thought of seeing any other leader when he's not himself. He has his dream that he has to be a life president. Not even his son, not even a daughter, not even a wife that he can tolerate to lead him. So when he saw the son now trying to mobilize around, attracting some serious people around him, amongst his ministers, amongst some of the leaders in his party, NRM. You saw when he was in Eastern, people like Mike Mukura were around him. People like Kajiji Frank, Tumwebaze, they were surrounding him, and they were adequately criticizing the government, the work of the government. Some individuals who have not been active in politics have also joined, and when they joined him, they started spilling the ills within the Museveni's government.
But some of your very colleagues were saying, you're the very people actually who've been saying Museveni is grooming his son to replace him. At this point, you're saying again he's trying to...
I'm not amongst those people who have been saying that Museveni is grooming a son to replace him. I've always been saying Museveni is using a son as a mobilization tool, as a mobilization vehicle. Because Museveni is worn out by the virtue of the age, he can no longer move at the same pace with the opponents. He cannot move on the same pace with the likes of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi. You know, Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi can set a marathon national mobilization tour. On a daily, he moves from one district to another district, which Museveni can no longer do. So, after him realizing so, he had to create some a force that can mobilize, can do the mobilization role on his behalf. And therefore, he allocated the son. But when the son arrived, he was, his intentions were never been understood or clearly understood by the public. some were like, he's here to take over from the father. And in that line, some joined him with that kind of thinking. When they joined him, they started strongly criticizing the father, strongly exposing the government of the father. That's how you could hear issues to do with corruption within the NRM government, which now were threatening the father's government. So after Museveni realizing so, he had to find a way of crushing that platform. Marchers is the one who created it.
So you're saying he's trying to crush what he created himself?
Yes, after misfiring the target.
So are you trying to say that his son threatens him? He feels the son is a threat?
It is not the son that threatened him. They are those who are that surrounded themselves around the son that threatened him.
But
that's what I think.
But we've had several people come out, prominent people, because we've had people like we had before Naduli, we've had people like Naduli, we've had General Tafile coming out and trying to as if agree not to be on the side of Munghesi and seriously criticizing him. And
yes, most people, most so those who those who wish to see Uganda following a trend of rule of law. Those people could not support Munghesi because his participation in politics is illegal. It is against the law. The law says that serving officers shall not be partisan, shall not be seen to do any partisan work. So what Munghesi has been doing is partisan. You have always been seeing him on his functions, the birthday functions, the mobilization functions, putting on the yellow T-shirts, chanting NRM slogans, trying to praise Museveni and his government. A serving officer is banned from doing such. So those who are peace-loving Ugandans, like Naduli, could not advocate for the prosperity of Munghesi and his team. So that's how they came out to criticize him.
So before I go for the break, are you convinced that now you will no longer be seeing Munghesi on parties, those gatherings he has been organizing? Because even before, yes, he has been serving in a different position as a senior presidential advisor, but still a serving soldier.
But you see, the one who appointed Munghesi is a rogue leader. Rogue. He used the force to bring himself into leadership. You know? Then the son is also of no difference. I cannot be so sure that he will not be seen again engaging himself in partisan politics. But in accordance to the law, the law does not allow him to attend any political organization, and he is seen there also trying to do some utterances. You know, if he is to follow the law, he's finished, and Pilau is finished. And Museveni's move, I believe, the reason as why he had even to allocate Bargahare with the ministry, it was to totally crush that platform, because Bargahare used to be the chair of the platform. He's the one who used to organize. He was the organizer of those functions we are talking about. So now, according to the law, even if Bargahare is restricted not to engage in such functions. Lilian Abba, who was more so the deputy of Bargahare, was also recruited the other side. So who is to organize those functions?
So, but don't
do you see Gashumba organizing? Or Andrew Mwenda?
Andrew Mwenda is there, Gashumba. No, people see that Bebe Cool, Gashumba, Andrew Mwenda.
Those are people who have always been invited. You are invited to attend.
You have
but the organizers were Abargahare and Lilian Abba, together with their boss.
Okay, let's wait, see what turns out. But of course, don't forget Gashumba is still there. David Kavanda is there. You still
no, they are so, disappointed fellas. Most amongst the most disappointed ones are those who had crossed from the opposition, tending to be joining the Pirao side. The likes of my colleague Dr. Kagabo. Jimmy Rwanga, and by now they I don't know, they are left stranded. They don't know what
the politicians will support at their in their areas. Let's go for this short break, and when we come back, we shall be continuing with a lot of things. When we come back, we want to talk about the Mpuuga's presser that he had this week, and also talk about the teaching school that was unveiled of this weekend in Buwembo. That much more is what we are going to get after this break. We'll be back from that short break, and I'm still with the Honorable Buwembo Habib, and I'm Jacob Jr. still on PowerPoint Show here on MGD TV. To our followers, thank you so much for always keeping it at MGD and always watching PowerPoint Show and always taking charge, taking the responsibility of reaching out to appreciate the work that we do here and appreciating the people I bring here. I bring them here not because I want them, but because I know we all want them. Everybody there outside needs them. We need to hear what they have. These politicians usually hide a lot of things, but at the same time tend to release a lot of things, that those that we know and those that we do not know. And I want to thank those ones who are always following, others who never give up. Actually, all the time they're reaching out, they're asking it. When they dare to see a program, they dare to see something, they're like, man, what is happening? JJ, what is happening? But of course, I'm here for you, and I promise to be delivering whatever you expect from me, from PowerPoint Show, and also from MGD TV. I'm still with the Honorable Buwembo, and before we went for the break, I said we would come back and talk about the Mpuuga presser and also the Right Honorable Speaker's teaching school in Buwembo. Now, to begin with Honorable Mpuuga's presser, your party, the National Unity Platform, wrote a letter to the Speaker of Parliament requesting her to look into the issue of having Mpuuga recalled from his position as the Commissioner of Parliament. And he came out Tuesday in his presser and he said he's not ready. And also at the same time, we saw the Speaker of Parliament also writing a letter saying the party has no powers to recall the Honorable Mpuuga, which is true. And after, again, he saw your party coming out to say, yes, we knew that we didn't have powers to do so, but we wanted to just expose what they expected from the parliament or from the right.
No, the party hasn't said that it knew that it has no power. It has the power, but it knew that the speaker will react the way she reacted. You know? Back to the press, Honorable Mpuuga's press conference. What is it that you heard from it?
Of course,
in accordance to your expectations from the...
not according to expectations, but we will quote what he said, because firstly he said...
Because according to my analysis, he merely confused the public.
How?
He merely confused the party he belongs to.
How?
Yeah, because the matter at hand is about resignation. His resignation from the Parliamentary Commission.
Yes.
He was advised by his party, the National Unity Platform, to resign willingly. When he chose not to willingly resign, then the party went ahead to recalling him, withdrawing him from the commission, and nominated Honorable Francis Zake to replace him. You know? Therefore, when he announced that he is to have a press conference, most Ugandans expected him to address himself about his position on a matter of resignation or being recalled from the commission of parliamentary commission. But when he was asked by a pressman about his position, he was like, I will speak when I have to speak what I have to speak. And he said in the near future, maybe in 2 weeks' time. He never said anything like whether he's getting out of the commission or is he not. But what he only addressed himself about is about his membership in the party. That I'm not quit the NUP. Nobody has called for his quitting. Not even the leadership of the party has said anything about his membership in the party. But still, when he chose to speak about his membership, he lied to the public that he cannot quit the party that he founded. He called himself a founder of NUP, which is a pure lie.
So, by the way, the question comes there because people saw when the honorable member Mathias Mpuuga was joining NUP in aprons of DP Block. Now, some people are asking, had they formed the party before coming out to
you know, that's why I'm saying that he merely confused the press, merely confused the public, and also confused the party of NUP. I believe Mathias Mpuuga, all he did was intentional. There is a theory that says if you cannot win them,
let's join
then
them.
confuse them.
Oh, so it's the one you're saying.
Yeah, so
he's trying to say that he confused instead.
Instead, after him learning that he cannot win the NUP party, he cannot win the public, so he chose to confuse them. Now, up to now, we are still discussing what did he say exactly in the press.
So
everyone has a different interpretation. There are those I saw, in fact, media reporting, he has said he's not quitting the party and he's not quitting the parliamentary commission.
Yeah.
But in his words, in his statements, he never said, he never addressed himself about business to do with parliamentary commission.
Of course, but his most of his things were much of his concern was on the party.
The party,
because he was saying
and none of the of Ugandans, none of the party members or leaders have disputed his membership in the party. So why what caused him to come to address himself about his membership?
Because he feels that's where the root cause is.
No one questions his membership. No one questions his membership. But now the question is about how he does his things, how he does business, how he transacts business. Does he follow the party values? Because part of the party values is a value of integrity. And under leadership, the definition of integrity is walking the talk. What you say is what you do. Period. If we say in the NUP that we don't tolerate corruption, we don't tolerate bribery, we do not tolerate theft, then you cannot be seen as a leader engaging yourself in such vices, you know, and then the entire leadership just also keep on looking at you. It has come out coming out into action to buy you from further engagement in such vices, or dealing out with you, you know. And what NUP is doing now is restricting him from engaging in more of such business. That's why we haven't said that we haven't announced him as a non-member of NUP. He's a member. He's a leader in NUP. He's still our vice deputy president.
And it's what I was going to ask, that what was the secret behind trying to recall him from the position of Commissioner of Parliament, but not recalling him from the position of Deputy President?
Yes, the evil he committed, were committed from the Commission of Parliament. Maybe there are more temptations in that commission than what it is in the offices of NUP.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he does not maybe reform and he brings the same habits in the offices of NUP, there the leadership can think again about maybe his position
as a deputy president.
Yes. But apparently he has been doing well in that position of the office of deputy president for Central Region.
And you're so comfortable with it?
Apparently, as of now, I'm not, as a person, now I'm speaking as a person, not as a party. Apparently, as a person, I'm not comfortable due to his behavior, the way he's behaving these days. If you followed what his addresses in the press conference, were uncalled for. How he was bragging over the president of the party.
He said he no longer meets him or sees him.
He even said I can attend a meeting when I wish attending. When you are being appointed or elected in an office, a public office, for information, all political parties are public entities, and all political parties are accountable to the public. So when you are being appointed or elected in any public office, you take an oath, and part of that oath is committing yourself to do the work the way it calls. So when you are being invited for a meeting and you say, I can attend or I cannot attend in accordance to my way, you know, there you are violating the oath you took. So what I'm trying to say is, apparently, as of now, I think I'm not comfortable with how he's doing things, and I'm not comfortable with him continuing being the deputy president. But I'm not the one who appointed him.
Many people,
he who appointed him.
Yeah, why I asked you that is because many people were suggesting that he steps down from his position as a deputy president of National Unity Platform Ghana Region 2. So that's why I was like, as you, are you comfortable? Since many were suggesting that at least he steps down from that position.
I've given my position,
which is even
comfortable,
which is almost impossible. Do you expect him even to denounce the party while he still wants to?
You see, denouncing from NUP to where? Okay, that is another big question. Denouncing from NUP to where? To NRM? Some people could say to Pirao, but now Pirao is totally crashed down.
Okay, people were
and by him joining NRM would be suicidal. He would have committed suicide, a political suicide. You understand? The way we saw the Sebugwaos, which was Sebugwa.
But she's, you mean
yes.
You mean what she did was?
Is she the Sebugwao used to know? Is she the Sebugwao that stands on, you organize a party and you wish to invite her as a guest of honor?
But
is she the Sebugwao who used to advise our women in the homes as a mama Buganda? Do you still see her offer that advice to our women?
But
what happened? We have lost her.
But we still have.
She's dead. I'm telling you.
No, but we still have those who have defected from opposition and are enjoying.
Yes, they do enjoy as people. They do enjoy as people on an individual basis. But the country.
But they're shining. We know
country loses them. You know. That's what I'm trying to say. If Honorable Mpuuga choose to join NRM, the country will have lost him. We will have considered him dead.
But NRM is a
party
in Uganda. He will have committed
suicide.
NRM is also a political party.
It is a political party.
And it's the one ruling.
It is a political party that captivates Ugandans. And Ugandans can never fall in love with a captivator. That's why wherever NRM is, there are alarms for land grabbing. Ooh, our land is being grabbed. You have been hearing.
Are you saying that the causes?
Yes. Who then? What is the role of a government? To protect citizens and their property. If the NRM is in government and people's land on a daily is being grabbed, whom to blame then? If NRM is in the government and people's children continue to be kidnapped, to be abducted on a daily, who's to blame? If NRM is in charge and it collects the taxpayers' money in the name of taxes, whose duty is to offer services to the nation and to the citizens. And we go in the hospitals, there are no medicine, there are no medical workers. Who's to blame?
Talking of abductions and the imprisonment of some of the people whom you allege are supporters of National Unity Platform. We saw this very week when the new cabinet was swearing in. We saw when the ministers were swearing in. We saw some NUP members represented on the swearing in ceremony, and one of the things they raised before the president was the imprisoned supporters of National Unity Platform, and he promised to have some of them or even all of them released according to what he said. And you're saying they're in charge of doing that. People are being imprisoned.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, you see, as I've informed you, we are under captivity. And the captor is Mzee Museveni and his accomplices. So, they kidnapped the supporters of NUP. They kidnapped so many Ugandans, and they can choose when to let them free, and others, the others are killed. There are so many others we've witnessed being killed. You recall Senyange Zebra?
Yeah.
Do you remember how he was cold-blooded?
But yes, the president came out and talked about it, but
so many Ugandans. Do you recall? Do you remember Frank Asenteza, who was knocked around the Busega roundabout?
They said it was an accident.
An accident? Okay, let us think so. Then Nabukenya, who was also knocked from Nakawa areas. We have witnessed a number of Ugandans losing lives. You saw what happened in Kasese. In a broad daylight. Police and army coming and throwing bombs on people. And people perished. So, can that cause Ugandans loving these people or hating them? And when you've been on this side of Ugandans, the side of people, and you cross to join the other side of killers, murderers, captors,
those are accusations.
What do you expect?
Without evidence. Those are just mere allegations.
You did not. You need evidence on the killings in Kasese. What more evidence do you want? When the master killer, Erueru, was after a while being promoted.
Don't you think some of those things have to be blamed on individual personnel or not?
Who is that individual to blame? Museveni. It's Museveni. You know, the first individual to blame is Museveni. Okay. Museveni to come in power, he had to kill over 500,000 people. Ugandans, our fathers, our grands were murdered by him in the name of coming to power. When he came to power, he has not rested in the game of killing. He has continued killing on a daily. And our fight, the struggle we are in, is to end this killing. Ugandans deserve better. Ugandans deserve better, and that's what our struggle is all about.
Okay. I want to leave that aside and we talk about one of now the biggest teaching hospitals we have in the country. That's Bukedea Teaching Hospital. You people, especially the National Unity Platform Voices, have been saying that they praise the Right Honorable Speaker Anita Mwong is not the chief, but she's among those you consider superior bribers and corrupt individuals in the country. And we've seen she has come up with a very, very big project in Bukedea that is to help many youths in the country. And she said in her speech, she cannot go and invest outside Uganda. She has to bring every investment from the money she has, from the money she gets back
from the money
to
she
her people.
steals.
She didn't say the money she steals, the money she works for.
Yes, I will also join those who are praising her for the good work in Bukedea of putting up that school. Kudos. Because there are those who have stolen from Ugandans and invested it from outside Uganda. And all their investments benefits non-Ugandans. If she has stolen from Ugandans and invested in Uganda for Ugandans' benefit, okay, we say you're a better thief than those who steals and invests from outside. Even those who kills us, they kill our children, and in the next morning they bring us porridge to drink and when we are in the funeral.
Are you relating that to the teaching hospital?
Yes. Yeah. So they kill us in the evening. The next day they deliver the coffins in which our killed beloved ones have to be rested.
That's humanity.
No, that is confusing the situations. Here whom you would be blaming, now you are clapping for him for having delivered a service to you. So the Ugandans would be blaming Anita for stealing their taxi for their public funds, but now they are the same Ugandans clapping for her for having put.
But even the president praised her and said,
"But
those who are fight people
what
just trying to
would
fight
he do?
her."
He's the chief of all the evils, of all the vices in the country we are talking about. When you talk about corruption, he hates corruption. You recall when the IGG, former IGG, Justice Irene Muryagonja, do you recall her?
Yeah.
She delivered a report, and part of her report said that every corrupt, every thief she chases ends up in the back of Museveni. And when those thieves ends up in the back of Museveni, what happens? Him shielding them. And what does that mean? That maybe they are stealing for him. He sends them to steal from the public to his stores. That's why he has to come out and shield them. Even these of recent, the Mabati thieves, the reason as to why maybe he is shielding them to death, they might have stolen some huge monies for him some times back. So they were like, Musei, but we have stolen enough for you. Why don't you also cover us in this small stealing? And he's doing whatever it takes to shield them.
You can't say he's shielding them when he left out these ones who were in the Mabati scandal. Some of them kicked them out.
No, he has kicked out those who had no access to steal for him. The Nandutus who had just joined the game. The Chitutus who had no access to the public funds, national coffers. But the Kasaijas who decides that now we are allocating a vote of road construction for Nakauka Road, and indeed the road is not constructed, but the money is released. To where? Those they have to be protected, and he has endeavored to protecting them. You get it? So, by him praising Anita is not a surprise to some of us. We know the dirty that Anita has done in the name of maybe protecting Museveni's regime. The people she has been recruiting from the opposition to join the regime.
And she was appreciated for that.
Yeah, Museveni said so. I appreciate you. You have,
which is okay.
Amongst the people she recruited, she recruited also Chibazanga. You remember Christopher Chibazanga? So many other people, elements who were in the opposition were recruited by her.
Which is a fair game.
Even today, the way she is compromising parliament, you may think that in parliament there are just a handcuff of opposition MPs. There are very few opposition MPs who can stand on their two legs and criticize the regime. Why? She's in control. That's why even the monies, lots of monies we are talking about that she has mismanaged or she has stolen.
Yeah.
Museveni, we cannot attract Museveni's support and the regime's support for her to be crucified. Why? Because she gives part of the accountability being to compromise the people who would be criticizing the regime. That's how she is saved.
Okay, yeah, though there is no evidence about that, we shall be waiting for evidence.
The evidence I'm having is the evidence I'm waiting to present in the courts when she stole the iron sheets of Karamajongo and she...
But Karamajongo behind you.
Yes?
Are they very Karamajongo?
You wait, you just attend court. Part of the evidence I'm having are those people who offloaded the iron sheets when she drove them to Kalamajong. So part of her electorates are my witnesses. They ask whether I don't have Kalamajongs on my side.
That is Honorable Habib. He says has the evidence and to be presented before court. Come which date?
24th of April.
24th of April. So let's wait and see which evidence will be presented. Otherwise, it has been the PowerPoint show here on MGD TV. Thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. And thanks for every effort that you put in to ensure that this show is made perfect, is made educative, is made informative, and is made as good as the way you want it. I'll be bringing all the people that you want me to bring, provided you just tap on me and say we need so and so. I'll bring them. People asked me for Honorable Buwembo, and I said I'll bring him back.
I thank you, those who asked for me.
Yeah.
And if you did not, maybe I wouldn't have.
Yeah, by the way, I have some cancers. I have some cancers. Some are TLDC guru. They're always watching, and they told me, you bring this man back.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
They're led by Council Sam. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring him back. And
thank you.
It's good. He has managed to come back. So next time we hope to come back and talk about other things. I'll bring back Honorable Buwembo. If you ask me to, I'll bring him back and we shall be talking much. Thanks for being good viewers. Thanks for being good followers. Till next time, we meet.